even I guess the word would be indie enough, it can still work on major radio. And, Brendan and I, we do love pop music, and we're not afraid of mainstream radio, so that sounds good to us. And if he wants to take them and do some remixes, then awesome. And I heard a couple tracks actually the other night, and Voodoo sounds great. I mean, it sounds awesome. It sounds like something that I'm just excited. So it looks like we might be putting that out as our second single. But I'll have to keep you posted, because at this point, there's just a lot of cool things a lot of doors seem to be opening just from doing what we wanted to do musically.
Yeah, do you think that you have to sort of skate a line between indie and mainstream? That there's a certain, like you say, a certain formula that you need to sort of nail to get on pop radio?
Big time. I'm not going to pretend to say that I know how. I've never had a hit on pop radio before. I know the music I like to make as an artist, but I'm not afraid of major radio. I mean, at the end of the day, I do want to sell records and have get my music out there. I don't think it's anything to be afraid of. Either way, I'd be happy no matter what. But when opportunities like that happen, I don't want my artistic, personality to get in the way and go, no, I'm not doing it again. I just feel like even with major labels, I just think that you have to pay your dues. You really have to, you gotta, if you start looking at the stories of these artists that people respect so much, they didn't just become that overnight. It takes, you really got to sculpt what you want to do.
On the CD, there's you as well as Brendan in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about your partnership, your artistic partnership? It seems almost like it is very much a partnership.
It is, yeah. It's we started writing. I guess I was about 12 years old, and Bren, how old would you have been?
Oh, 17.
Bren was about
18,
Bren was about 17, 18, and we just kind of developed this sound. I feel like, I had this big voice when I was younger, and people automatically just pegged. They would, want me to sing these big ballad.
Well, they call you the West Coast Celine.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. I was the anthem girl. I was like the Celine Dion, and I was. It wasn't really. I had my own ideas of music I wanted to make, and I was working with a lot of producers when I was younger, and then Brendan got into production and started just doing music all the time, and he was drumming in a band, and then we just started writing, and Brendan, was kind of the only producer who knew me well enough where I could be comfortable enough to really bring out all those quirks and all that weird, 80s, just this kind of bizarre sound that he was kind of tapping into, because he wasn't, automatically having an idea of what my vocals should be doing as a vocalist. It was more just about the sound and the style of the music, not just about this girl who has a big voice, let's sing some kind of, massive song, which just, can get, it's having a big voice. It's I don't want to do that ballad. I don't want that ballad. So we started writing, and, we got attention with some demos that we did, with Capitol, and we went to New York and did a showcase, and there was a bunch of interest from labels, and it was all based on the music that me and Bren wrote. And then we signed with Epic Sony and did a full album, and this is taking years to do this. I feel like we spent so much time in the studio just recording, and then that got taken away because the head of the label got fired. And so we just thought, you know what, we're gonna go back to square one and go into our studio and really hammer out an album and take all the pain. And it's there's so many highs and lows, and you get kicked down so much in this business. And what I love about this record is that there's nothing about it that's resentful or coming from a place of you screwed us over. It really is, it's like a fire in the belly. It's you think, no, just wait, because we're not going to stop. So it's kind of been like a rebirth, this record, in a way, emotionally, for me anyways. But yeah, and I just love making music with Bren. I think he's a super talented producer, and his influences are, really old school, and stuff that I like sometimes is a bit more new wave at times, and us together, it just creates a really cool sound.
Great. Well, best of luck with the disc.
No, thank you.
All right, and now before we go to the break, we'll play a little bit of Trip Around the World by Alexz Johnson. By the way, I should add that Alexz has a massive following that follows her on Twitter, and just basically whatever appearance she makes, whatever thing she does, she's got a great fan base that goes with her wherever she goes. And we've had many calls to the station today from all over the world, including Texas, asking when will Alexz be on the show. So I hope you enjoyed. It was a bit of a trip around the world. You should check out Alex's MySpace page if you haven't. MySpace.com/Alexz Johnson. It's Alex and then a Z Johnson. And here it is. We'll be right back.
Let's take a trip around the world today in the backseat rolling down shady lane. Let's take a trip around the world today. The money is getting in the way. Any way you look at it, it's looking at your face. Standing in line on a winter day, you're pushing it along, it's pushing you